Good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We have been working in Ethiopia and Burkina Faso for about 5 years, trying to improve quality feed supply. And I'm going to share my screen and show some of the innovations that we have developed over the years. And so the first one, as I think you can see, is improved forages that we introduced to Ethiopia and Burkina Faso from Florida, improved varieties of grasses, of legumes, of oats, and so on, which have now been approved by the government after years of validation and released for widespread growing. And then secondly, we developed feed maps in Burkina Faso, and these allowed us to identify areas of surplus feed supply and deficit feed supply. We'll talk about those more later on. And then we also introduced in Burkina Faso a brand new online database for a feed database with 4,000 feeds. And in Ethiopia, there was one in existence, but we also updated it with 4,000 feeds. So you can see the database here with some of the screenshots from that app. And then in addition to that, we introduced mobile NIRS in Burkina Faso and Ethiopia, which are a fraction of the price of the typical desktops and are just as effective. And finally, we introduced green feed systems for monitoring methane. In all of these, the biggest questions we were trying to answer were, how can we ensure improved quality feed supply? Because we worked in the innovation lab for livestock systems we've been doing that for about 9 years and worked in about 6 countries initially. All the countries, these were in Africa and Asia, they told us that feed was the greatest constraint to livestock production. And so we're trying to improve feed supply, not just any feed, but quality feed supply. Feed prices are a major high costs of livestock products. And so by addressing that, we're also trying to reduce feed prices. The biggest challenges that we have encountered relating to the data are for the databases that we created, the online databases. Accessing feed price information is a big challenge. And of course, that information is very dynamic. It changes from day to day. For the NIRS or ration formulation, I'm not sure I even talked about that. We also developed ration formulation apps that we've deployed in 5 Asian and African countries. For both of those, the big challenge is getting wet chemistry data for calibrating the NIRS relationships, and then also analytical data on feeds in the country, uncommon feeds that are used in the country, getting that information included in the database. And then in addition, the green feed machine, which we installed in Ethiopia, big issues with that, with electricity power supply, issues with getting replacement parts to make sure that the equipment continue to function. And so that was one where we had to abandon, unfortunately, that project, that aspect of the project. But in Burkina Faso, we're able to derive some real quality methane data for the first time in that country. So some of the things that we've been able to get, of course, we have collected some feed price data. We have the online databases, but of course, the information on the prices is old. There's a need to continue to acquire feed characterization data to update the databases, the online database, the ration formulation apps that we deployed. So those are real world issues that need to be addressed. Those are issues We have partially found solutions for the power supply issues. For green feed are an issue, but the fact that you also have to send information to the company is also a big issue. Thank you.